Um, Finally, gold and Bitcoin.
Yeah, I'm 70 years old. I own gold. I was surprised that Bitcoin got going, but it's clear that the young people look at it as a store of value because it's a lot easier to do stuff with. And 17 years, to me, it's a brand. I like gold because it's a 5,000-year-old brand, but the young people have all the money, or certainly the ones on the West Coast do. So I like them both.
Okay.
I don't own any Bitcoin, to be frank, but I should. I do own gold.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Support this great content by hitting the Cash App and by joining the Patreon.
And we have Drunken Miller on Bitcoin or gold. And guys, we already know that gold is also being tokenized and put on blockchain. Remember, the billionaires are not going to give you the whole truth. They know all about the digital transformation, and that's the reason why they invested in all these technology companies. And Drunken Miller speaks about Janet Yellen. And we know Janet Yellen and Gary Gensler are the NWO chess pieces. He asks, why didn't Janet Yellen refinance the debt at a lower rate? And guys, we know why. It's all about the fourth industrial revolution. She is there to destroy the U.S. economy and then also the United States dollar. Janet Yellen and Jerome Powell said print all that money would not cause inflation. Now they're raising rates to fight the inflation that they caused, and now they're saying higher rates for longer. And this makes no sense whatsoever unless you understand the agenda. And they want the robots, algorithms, and drones to take this economy over. And speaking of the machines, we have Biden signing an executive order to unleash all this technology. And the executive order calls for researching on discrimination. Guys, we already see the bots playing the Hegelian dialectic. And we know these algorithms are built by the same big corporations that control everything now. So we definitely know there's going to be discrimination, but you're not going to be able to prosecute anyone. Remember, guys, there's going to be humanity versus the machines. And they're going to be researching AI eliminating jobs. Guys, that's the reason why they're bringing in the robots, algorithms, and drones. They want you sitting at home. They just need that one crisis to get you there. And you know I've done several videos, my short videos, showing you the technology is already there. So you're in a plan that was orchestrated over 100 years ago. And remember, the Crypto Teacher told you, because he knows, when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
During that period, the good news is U.S. households refinanced and termed out a lot of their debt. Amazingly, mortgage duration doubled during that period. So when rates were practically zero, every Tom, Dick, and Harry and Mary in the United States refinanced their mortgage. They extended, corporations extended. Unfortunately, we had one entity that did not, and that was the U.S. Treasury. And Janet Yellen, I guess because political myopia, whatever, was issuing 2 years at 15 basis points when she could have issued 10 years at 70 basis points or 30 years at 180 basis points. I literally think if you go back to Alexander Hamilton, it was the biggest blunder in the history of the Treasury, and I have no idea why she has not been called out on this. She has no right to still be in that job. After that, every caddy I knew, every locker room person, everybody in America was refinancing their mortgages. Every corporation was extending their debt. Anyway, I'm rambling. Am I spitting yet for the front row?
Yeah, I was going to say, I knew Janet Yellen would get it.
Here's the consequences, folks. When the debt rolls over, by 2033, interest expense is going to be 4.5% of GDP if rates are where they are now. By 2043, sounds a long time, but it's really not, 20 years, interest expense as a percentage of GDP will be 7%. That is 144% of all current discretionary spending. Let me repeat that. Interest expense alone will be 144% at today's rate of all discretionary spending. So the politicians that are telling you and think they're not going to cut entitlements, it's just an outright lie. The numbers absolutely don't work. It's a fantasy.
So I want to ask you a little bit about the rise in yields that we've seen. We've seen yields surging over the last few weeks. The 10-year Treasury rose above 5% earlier this week. What's your view on what is driving that surge in yields and how much of it is connected to investors' concerns about the U.S. deficit?
Well, I don't think much of it is connected to that. This is a global phenomenon in advanced countries. We're seeing yields go up in most advanced countries of the world. And largely, I think it's a reflection of the resilience that people are seeing in the U.S. economy, that we're not having a recession, that consumer spending and demand continue to be strong. The economy is continuing to show tremendous robustness, and that suggests that interest rates are likely to stay higher for longer. And so part of the increase in yields, I think, is simply a reflection of the strength of the economy, the notion that interest rates will be higher for longer. Now, whether or not that's really true, if we look at 5 or 10 years, what are interest rates likely to do? Honestly, for a very long time, we've felt that interest rates over decades had been coming down, real interest rates, and that there were deep structural reasons for that, in part relating to demographics. And those underlying trends, they're still there. They're still in force. So I think it's perfectly possible that we will see longer-term yields come down, but nobody really knows for sure. But I see the higher yields as certainly, importantly, a reflection of a stronger economy.
News just in the last hour, the White House releasing details of a new executive order that would direct federal agencies to regulate as well as shape the growth of artificial intelligence. Eamon Javers joins us now. More. If they got up, I guess you had to get up, Eamon.
That's right. No way around it, Joe. Good morning. This is an extraordinarily wide-ranging executive order. It's directing just about every federal agency to regulate and, as you say, shape the growth of AI in an effort to protect the public, the economy, and national security. Now, President Biden's power is limited here to the executive branch with this executive order, but with Congress unlikely to be able to produce new laws around this until next year, if at all, this is likely to be the most aggressive piece of American regulation over this fast-growing new industry for some time to come. Among the safety measures here, Biden will require developers of the most powerful AI systems to share their safety test results with the U.S. government. The National Institute of Standards and Technology will set, quote, rigorous standards for extensive red team testing to ensure safety before public release of any AI products. And agencies that do biotech projects will be required to develop strong new standards for biological synthesis screening. In an effort to limit deep fakes and misinformation, the Department of Commerce will develop guidance for content authentication and watermarking to clearly label AI-generated content. And to prevent AI-fueled leaps in cyber attacks, the administration says it will use AI tools to develop fixes for vulnerabilities in critical software. There's also an effort here to stop unintentional AI-based discrimination. The order is going to provide guidance to landlords, federal benefits programs, and federal contractors to keep AI algorithms from being used to worsen discrimination. And the Department of Justice and federal civil rights offices will train on how to investigate and prosecute civil rights violations that are related to AI. And in a nod to concerns that AI could be On the brink of eliminating millions of jobs, Biden is directing his administration to write a report on AI's potential labor market impacts and study and identify options for strengthening federal support for workers who face labor disruptions from AI. So there's a lot going on here, Joe. Back over to you.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. And if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing, they were still getting that free money. What are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the fourth industrial revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID-33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.